we were preparing for this event. It was going to start about 6 or 7 at night, and I was out here working, and a friend called about 4:30, and she said, "Kathy, you might want to come back into town because Fort Davis is on fire."
And that day we were having 60-mile-an-hour winds, so fire and high winds like that, along with really low relative humidity, the fire was just trucking.
And it burned around this town pretty fast. You know, it started mid-afternoon in Marfa, and 2.5 hours later it was here in Fort Davis, and 2.5 hours later it was on up the canyon towards Balmorhea. So I mean,
when it came over the top of this mountain, it looked like, if you could imagine, a huge herd of horses just running in a long line, just pounding the earth, and just the fury of it all and the power of it was, like I said, awe-inspiring, but also scary.
But we were quite a ways away, and just stayed here basically until I saw the fire come up to the highway and jump that highway within seconds, and an oak tree burst into flames. Part of the problem that made this the kind of perfect fire was that we had an extreme freeze in February. For several weeks we had temperatures in the single digits and with wind. So all of these plants were basically freeze-dried. So then 2 months later, or a month later, this fire starts with these high winds, and so everything was just as dry as it could be. It was perfect fuel. We had heavy rains last year, so there was a lot of grass growth, so the conditions could not have been any better for a fire like this.
After the fire, it seemed like all that forage was gone for deer and the javelina, and it seems like we've had more critters in the camping area, and it was charred and black for a long time. We're just now starting to get the grass to come back.
On an ecosystem level, this fire was probably overdue and a good thing. On a human level, it's very hard because these grasslands also support a ranching industry, and while the grasslands may be healthier in 2 to 3 years, a rancher doesn't have 2 to 3 years to wait until the grasslands come back.
But it's just a reminder, it was a reminder, a kick in the pants, that emergencies can happen, things can happen really fast when you're thinking about it the least.
As far as recovery, these grasslands will recover, and the animal life will recover, and the people will recover. It will become and still remain just a wonderful place to be.
we are a unique part of the state, and we play on that. There's nowhere else where you're going to find mountains and, you know, the kind of things that we have, and it hadn't changed.
Yes, 150 acres of our grasslands burned, but none of the botanical gardens did. None of the nature center did. The hiking trails are in perfect condition. And the state park burned, but it's still a beautiful place. Of course, the fort, the observatory, all of those things that people come to see are still there. There's no reason to stay away.
And come out different times of the year. I think it's fascinating to watch the landscape change.
But the true value are the people in this area, and they're still here.
Just come on down. Come see us. We'd love to have you.